Hey everyone, so in today's video we will cover the do's and the don'ts of drawing eyes, nose, lips, eyebrows, eyelashes. We will focus on the mistake that beginners often make and how to avoid them, and I will also give you some tips and tricks of how to draw them easily and with the right proportion and with the right outline. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Now we will first start with the don't and the do's version of the eyes. Now the first mistake that beginners often make is they don't sharpen their pencil, and their unsharp pencil makes everything looks messy, flat and ugly. Now we will begin with the don't version of the eye, and the first mistake I said that the unsharp pencil, and the second mistake that beginner often make is they pick the darker pencil and the HB grade pencil. HB grade pencil is not the ideal pencil to draw the outline like many people did, but it's not the ideal. Pick the lightest pencil first. And the third mistake that beginners often make is they draw the iris too large or too small according to the eye shape, and for the eyelashes they just draw the up and down straight lines. In reality, eyelashes have their own volume. They are not just like up and down, and they just fill the iris with the pencil strokes, and then they sometimes forget the eyelid, and the eyelid is also important. And these are the don'ts of drawing eyes. Now on the do side, what we actually need to understand, what we actually need to know is the dark and the light, the value of your reference, the right shades of your reference, and where actually the light is reflect from. And I already covered that topic, that how to pick the right pencil for your reference, how to pick the right shade, how to understand the dark and the light values on my this one video. So if you haven't watched that one video, go first watch that one video and then come back, but a little bit cover on this one video as well. But for clarity, you have to watch that one video first. Now what you need to do is you have to pay attention to your reference, determine the lights and the darks and where actually the light is reflected from. Once you understand what you know, and then just first point that area where the lights actually reflect from. Once you point that area, in this case the light is reflect from this one way, then you have to tip that area, and then your brush get that color, and then straight along and draw a circle. Now you have to do it with the all of your shade that you want to know, and now we have all of our shade, our darks on this side and the lights on this side. Now we are done with the understanding the right values and understand the shades. Now let's draw it. Now here, as you can see, my pencil is nice and sharp, and I picked the lightest pencil, means the F grade pencil, but I think that we have to go with the more harder pencil. I think the the 2H and the H pencil is great for outlining because it's harder, it's light, and it's easy to erase. Now we first point you have to point the largeness of the eye, that's how big you want to draw the eye. Once you point that area, that how much big you want your eye is, then as you can see I slowly start drawing the outline of the eyes. Like we have the pattern, I cover all of the pattern of how to draw the eyes, nose, and on the different angle on my this one video. So if you want to know the different patterns, the different ways to draw the eye, to draw the outline, so you have to watch that one video. Now as you can see, I just lightly start drawing the outline, and I just don't ignore the eye waterline and the eyelid, because this is what that makes your drawing look realistic and put that on your drawing. Now as you can see, the light has come from here. Now I will first just secure the area of the light where the light is come from, because if you don't have the Tamakumon eraser, if you don't have the kneaded eraser or the gel pen, so you have to secure the area where the light is come from, and you have to secure the highlight area. Now as you can see, the eyelashes, as I said, the eyelashes have their own volume. It's the thicker on the start and then thinner at the end, and you have to draw it just like this. And these are not the straight, it's have their own value, like the kind of like a circle kind of that have value. As you can see here, I draw it. It's like thicker at the start and then the thinner at the end, and then just like flipping kind of. I hope you understand. And now I picked the 4B grade pencil. The darker is not the darkest grade pencil, but the darker. But if your iris is darkest, so you straightly go with the darker grade pencil. Now I shaded. I first start with the darkest areas, because I always say start with the darkest and then start to go with the lightest. Now I just fill the pupil with the 4B grade pencil, and then I shaded a bit at the edges of the iris, and then I blend it out again. I just dark it enough, blending it out, dark it again until I feel the realisticness on my iris. I will not stop working until I feel the realisticness on my iris. Now, as you can see, I secured the highlighted area, but it's still just have a layered of the blend. I blended out, that's why it's just shaded, but it's okay. We'll likely just use the white charcoal pencil, but I preferred first secure it and just try to just don't shade it at. Now I pick the 5B grade pencil, and I go with the darkest grade will slightly go with the darkest grade pencil. And now I pick the 5B grade pencil, dark it down a bit, and now I pick the ball pin in place of 8B grade pencil, because my 8B is so small, and I use the ball pen, but I don't prefer use the ball pen. If you don't have a darkest grade pencil, you can use a color pencil, but don't use the ball pen. Now I use the white charcoal pencil to draw the highlights, but I just I noticed that the white charcoal pencil is not work well on the graphite. They work well with the charcoals charcoal drawing, but they just don't work well with the graphite pencil. I don't know, because it has smooth transaction and smooth surface, and maybe that's why it's not working. It's like slipping on the graphite, so it's hard to draw the highlighted on graphite portrait with the white charcoal pencil. Now in reality, white of the eye is not fully white. It have their own shade, it have a value, it have a light shade, so you have to shade your white of the eye, because if you leave them white, your eye never looks realistic and it never looks pop up. So you have to shade it out. And here in this case, as I said, the light is come from here, so the one area of the white of the eye, the right area of the white of the eye is fully darker. It's have the shadows, and then the the left area is white and highlighted because the light is reflect here. So I just shaded out that one area with the 4B grade pencil, blend it out, and then again shade out, and then for the left one area, I also draw a shade of the eyelid, the shadow of the eyelid, because if you draw the shadow of the eyelid, your eye looks so much realistic, pop up and beautiful, so you have to shade it. And now I use a white charcoal pencil to highlight it a bit more. And it's okay if you don't have a white charcoal pencil, you can use a normal eraser. And now for a water line, you don't ignore the water line. You have to draw the water line. If you ignore the small things like the water line, the eyelid, your eye never looks realistic, because in reality we have water line, we have the corner of the inner corner, we have the eyelid, so you have to draw them. Now as you can see, I draw the eyelid again with the 5B grade pencil. Now I blend it out. And in this case, the eyelid also have the shadows on this side, on the left side, and the right side is highlighted. So we have to shade it, and we have to leave the left side highlighted. Now again I use the ball pin, and I'm sorry because it's my eye is a little bit shining. That's why it's not looks as realistic as it need to looks. So yeah, now for the eyelid, you have to draw the eyelid darkest, and then you have to shade it light, but the eyelid line you have to draw it darker, because in reality our eyelid, when we open our eyes, the eyelid line is get darker, so you have to draw it darker. And then I shade it with the 4B grade pencil, but if you are beginners, so pick the lightest pencil for your eye first. Now again I just darken up, I just step back and dark the eyelid line again, and now again I just, but another thing that you have to understand, you have to be careful is don't just add too much pressure on your pencil. If you add too much pressure on your pencil while you are shading, your eye never looks realistic, your eyelid never looks realistic. Now I add some highlights with the white charcoal pencil, and again I just draw the eyelid, just darken the eyelid, but this case I just don't focus on the eyelid too much, because they are the eye that I choose, their eyelashes is so bigger and beautiful, so that's why I just don't focus on the eyelid too much, but you have to focus on it. I've just done, but you have to. And now for the eyelashes, now as I say, the eyelashes have their own volume, but we will cover the eyelashes on this one video as well, so I'm not just too much focus on with the eye on the eyelashes on this eye. So yeah, but as I say, the eyelashes have their own volume, so you have to draw that volume, you have to give your eyelashes that volume. And in this case, the eye that I choose is also have their eyeliner, so if you choose the eye that have an eyeliner, so you have to first draw the eyeliner and then draw eyelash up on that eyeliner. Now again I just draw some highlights, just highlighted in the between of the eyelashes. Now for the lower eyelashes, as you can see, as I say, it's have a volume. The eyelashes in reality is thicker on the start and then thinner at the end, so you have to draw it, you have to make their roots thicker, and then the end of the eyelashes, the end of the hair is thinner, as you can see, kind of pop up. And now we add some highlighted, and then we and then we are done with our eye. I hope you understand, I hope you have a clue that how you can draw the eye, what you need to understand, what you need to be careful, and what you need to avoid with. So yeah, we are done with our eye. Here is the final look. As I said, my drawing is shiny, that's why you can see the realisticness of this eye, but here how realistic and pop up it is. And I hope you understand the whole process. I hope you understand what you have to do and what you have to avoid. And another tip that I want to give you, that whenever you choose your reference, like this one, I choose it because it's attractive and it have that contrast, so always choose the reference that have a contrast, so your eye, your drawing, your portrait looks realistic. Now let's move on to do's and don'ts of the nose. The downside of the nose. First mistake that beginners often make is they over-define the nostril or the nose line. In reality, nose have their own subtle transition and you have to give them. And the second mistake that beginners often make is they draw the dark outline. In reality, there is no outline. In realism, there is no outline. And drawing the dark, messy outline makes your drawing looks messy and you won't be able to erase after them. And then the second mistake that the third mistake that beginner often make, as I say, they pick the darkest pencil and draw the dark messy lines, and if they do the mistake, they can never be able to erase it because it's too dark, and if you erase it, it still leave that lines. And then the second and the fourth mistake is that they draw the shading it to the nose after like drawing the messy line and then start shading it. And the right way of drawing an outline or drawing anything is once you draw it, once you're done, then you have to erase it a bit with the neat eraser and then start shading it. And the fifth mistake is they start blending with their fingers. Blending with your finger, you actually release the oil from your finger to your paper, and this is a completely wrong way, but sometimes many of experience I did this, they blend with their finger. Even I sometimes accidentally blend with my finger, but this is a completely wrong way you have to avoid. And then the sixth mistake is they start drawing the outline again and again after drawing, after shading, after blending, start drawing the outline again and again, because they just begin with the wrong techniques. They begin with the wrong techniques and the wrong ways to draw the nose, and after blending they see that their outline is just blended out and their nose not looks like a nose, so they just start again drawing the outline again and again. So these are the wrong way, these are the don'ts of drawing the nose. Now let's move on to the do's, and I'll actually teach you that what you actually need to do. On the do side, as I say, you have to pick the lightest pencil for the outline. Now in this case I picked the 2H pencil because I want to go with more harder pencil, because I think the F is still darker for the outline. And I'm sorry, my camera is blur, it's not catching actually, because I zoom it down and it's actually just focus on my hand, not focus on my drawing, so I'm so sorry for that. But as you can see, I think you barely see that I draw the 3 circles for the nose. Now it's zoomed as it's catching. Now I draw the 3 circles for the nose and then to straighten. This is actually a pattern for the beginners to draw the nose, and then you have to draw the nose by following this pattern. As you can see, I kind of draw the pyramid shape with the 3 circles. The middle one is the bigger one, and then the left and the right circles is the smaller than the middle one. Now as you can see, I draw the nostril with the very light pressure, and I'm just drawing the nose shape by following these pattern. And as you can see, after drawing the nose, I will just erase this pattern. After drawing with the nose outline, now as you can see, I just draw very lightly. I don't know if the camera catching it darker, but I draw outline very lightly because I don't want that at the end my nose have the outline, because as I say, realism don't have the outline. Now with that pencil I start adding the first layer with the 2H pencil. As you can see, the first layer, and I first focus on the darkest of the nose. As I say, always start with the darkest and then slightly go with the lightest, but if you first draw the darkest shades, then you have a clue that how your nose is going to be looks like. Now I pick the F grade pencil for the second layer, and again I'm just focus on the darkest of the nose, and I leave the highlighted area, like I leave the tip of the nose. You have to leave the tip of the nose, and you have to draw the other areas darker, but the tip of the nose is lightest because it makes your nose looks pop up if you leave the tip of the nose lighter. Now as you can see, I blend it out. Now we have a little bit of realisticness on our nose. Now I pick the 4B grade pencil to make the nostril more darker and the shadows of the downer area of the nostril. Now again I'm work on the shadows. For the third layer I pick the 4B grade pencil, focus on the darkest, again focus on the shadows of the nose. And as you can see, I shade softly to capture the nose by paying attention to the lights and the shadows. I leave the tip of the nose lighter and make the shadows looks darker, so it will give it the pop-up looks and looks realistic. And as you can see, my nose doesn't have the outline because I said in realism nose don't have the outline, so you have to avoid drawing the outline again and again. Just draw the shadows in the place of the outlines, and you have to blend it well. And I prefer use the cotton bud or the tissue paper for the shadows, because the tissue paper, the skin is blend so well with the tissue paper, so you have to use the tissue paper if you have, because it's easy to use and it's something that everyone's have their home. So now I use the 5B grade pencil for the shadows, but with the very light pressure, and I'm adding a bit more shadows. I make the shadows looks more darker, and I noticed that many people are scared to use the darkest grade pencil. They just work on the HB and maybe in their whole life, but you have to use the darkest pencil. You have to go with the darkest pencil, because without the darkest grade pencil, without those darkers, you are drawing your portrait never looks realistic. You never makes the that on you never give your portrait that realisticness, pop-upness with the HB grade pencil, because this is the hardest grade pencil. Now I'm adding the freckles with the FB grade pencil, and I choose the freckly nose because, as I say before, if your reference have the contrast, you have to choose the reference that have a contrast, the realisticness, and the freckly face, the freckly nose looks so realistic and looks so attractive. So that's why I choose the freckles now, and now I add the highlights with the white charcoal pencil, but it's okay if you don't have a white charcoal pencil, use the eraser. Now we are done with our nose. Now here is the final look of the nose. I hope you understand. I hope you understand the don'ts. I hope you understand the do's. I hope you have a clue that what you need to do, what you have to do, what you have to avoid, and how you can make your nose look realistic. Now let's move on to do's and don'ts of the lips. The biggest mistake that beginners often make is they draw the lips as a flat shape. The lips have their own volume and be given. Another mistake that beginners often make is they over exaggerating the lip line. The lip line should be subtle and natural, and it have to be drawn the natural, and the line that between of the lips is they just draw a straight. Sometimes they just give that some kind of lip shape, but it's straight. And another mistake that the beginners did while shading is they just fill up the lip with this pencil stroke. They just fill it and draw the freckles and then blend it with their fingers, leave the area for the highlights, and then again they just outline all the things, outline the lips, and this is the completely wrong way to draw the lips. Now let's move on to the do's version, and I will actually teach you that how you can draw the lips and what you need to do actually. Now what you actually need to do is to pay attention to the subtle curveness and the line around the lips. In this case, I use the 3 circle techniques to make it 100 times more easy for you. I draw 3 circle, 2 circle for the upper lips, 1 circle for the lower lips, and then start drawing lips by following these those circles. And I'm so sorry, I draw the circle a bit smaller, but you have to draw the bigger. How bigger you want your upper lips is, you have to draw that much bigger the 2 circles. How bigger you want your lower lip is, you have to draw the lower circle on that much bigger. As you can see here, you have to draw those kind of bigger circles, and the lower circle is that big, and then again just like drawing the line of the lips. Now erase those unnecessary lines, the unnecessary patterns. For shading, you pick the harder pencil first. Always pick the harder pencil first. In this case, I use the 2H grade pencil. I draw the outline with the 2H grade pencil, and now I do the shading for the 2H grade pencil with the 2H grade pencil. Use the gradients technique for shading to capture the texture and the fullness of the lips. Focus on the lights and the darks, where the lights come from. And as I say the beginning of the video, this video, you have to determine where the light is reflect from, and then just leave that area. Don't secure that area, and don't just shade that area, because we want the highlight on that area. Now I pick the darkest pencil. Just focus on your lips, and you the technique that I teach you, that how you can understand the darks and the light and how to pick the right pencil for your reference. You have to do it with the nose, you have to do it with the lips, you have to do it with the whole portrait. it. And as I say, I cover on my this one video, so you have to watch in this one video. Now I picked the 4B red pencil and I want to give the lips volume. In reality, as I said, the lips have the fullness, the lips have the volume. For the volume, I just start drawing the freckles a bit, because our lips also have the freckles, sorry, not the freckles, the wrinkles. Now I use the 4B red pencil and I for makes looks the lower lip pop up and give them the volume. So you have to shade the upper area of the lower lip darker, and then the lower area is darker, and the between area you have to leave it lighter, so it make it looks pop up, it gives it a volume. As you can see, I did, and our lips looks a pop up, looks a bit like a fullness. You can notice the fullness of our lips. Now this lips, sorry, I always say our lips, but it's like, now I use a cotton brush to blend it out, and as I say, the cotton brush is a very useful tool to blend it out, blending actually. Now I use the 5B grade pencil, to make the shadows looks more darker, but again, for the between area and the starting of the upper lip, I leave it lighter, and the area that is near to the lip line, the between line, I make it looks darker and give more shadows to it, so if you do this, your lips actually looks realistic. Now I make some more wrinkles. I make the middle line darker. In this case, in the lips case, you have to outline the middle line because it's have to be darker. Now I'm adding another layer with the same 5B grade pencil. I just try to make the shadows looks more darker, because without the darkest, our lips, our portrait, our drawing never looks realistic. I'll leave the highlighted area. But if you have a gel pen, if you have a mono eraser, so you just don't need to leave it. Like, you still need to leave it, but it's okay if you don't leave it, because you can just draw it at the end. Now I use a ball pen again for the with the place of the 8B grade pencil, with the place of the 9B grade pencil, and I draw the middle line. I make the middle line darker with the ball pen. Again, use the 5B grade pencil. I'm just adding the layers and layers until I feel a realisticness. Now with the lower lip, I add some more shadows with the ball pen, because I don't have the 8B grade pencil. I have, but it's so small, and I can be able to use it, but because it's so small, it's sharp 100 times, and I can hold it because it's so small, and so that's why I add some shadows with the ball pen. But I don't prefer use a ball pen. Never use a ball pen if you are beginner. Just don't use a ball pen. Use a color pencil if you don't have a darker pencil. Now with the lower lip, the lower side of the lower lip, I just make it darker, because in this case our lips have a shadows on the lower side, because this lips is a bigger and full lips. So if you choose the reference that have a filling of the lips is fill and volume and pop up, so you have to draw some shadows on the lower side of the lips. Now at the end, I add some highlights with the white charcoal pencil, but it just can't don't draw well, because the white charcoal pencil I don't know why don't work on the graphite well. So yeah, again, just adding some shadow. Just step back, always step back, check your drawing if somewhere area need to be darkest. And now we are done with our lips. Here is the final look of the lips. I'm sorry if it's shining while I'm sharing it. I just still working on my setup. I still work on my studio. Like, I just make the lighting looks more better, because it's zoom out so you can see the lightning, but I just work on the lighting, and I have now so much better lighting. And also the camera port, I want the upper my tripod to just shot the video on the upside, because the side, I know that many of you can understand it well because it's on the side. And yeah, here's the final look. I hope you understand. Here's the don't version and the do version. I hope you understand well. Now let's move on to the eyebrows. Now with the down side of the lips, I'm so sorry because my camera is not again just blur. It's not just catching the drawing, it's catching my hand, and I'm so sorry. I think that because it's zoom in, so I think maybe you barely see what I'm just trying to teach you, what I say, what I'm just drawing. I'm so sorry for that. Now first mistake with the eyebrows that beginner often make is they just draw the outline again with the darker HB grade pencil with the unsharp tip. They just draw the outline and then fill in inside with the same pencil, and I just think that they are done. So it's just the wrong way, beginners. It's the wrong way to draw the eyebrows. The other thing that many of beginners did is just draw the up and down way, the up and down technique to draw the hair, draw the eyebrows, and they think that it looks like a hair, but it's not looks like a hair. The third thing, they just just draw the eyebrows with the shading, just like shade it out and just like up and down and draw it. So this is the three completely wrong way to draw the eyebrows. Now let's move to the two's version of the eyebrows. Now with the two's version of the eyebrows, now our eyebrows have the ways of the hair, the direction of the hair. Like I already covered this topic about the directions of the hair on my this one video, but you have to, I will put the link on the description. You have to understand the directions of the hair. So these are the three ways that our eyebrows is located on, that our eyebrows hair is located on: the upper side, then the bit of the side, and then the lower side. So you have to draw the eyebrows, you have to draw the eyebrow hair on this side. Now I picked the F grade pencil, the harder pencil, to first just draw the hairs, the lightest pencil on those direction. As you can see, I just use those direction, I use this technique on those direction to draw the eyebrows. Now I just blend it out a bit. Now I use a 4B grade pencil. I just like jump with the darker pencil. Now I just draw the hair on those direction. As you can see, I draw the hair because our eyebrows have a hair. It's like not just like a shaded out, you just can't shade it because our eyebrows have a hair. We have to draw the hair. You have to draw the hair. Now on the hair, like, is it thicker on the roots and then the thinner at the end? Like the starting area is thicker and the end area is thinner. And you always, once you draw the two layers, you always need to work on the lower side of the eyebrows, the roots of the eyebrows where the hair is start. You always need to work on that area. You always make that area darker. Just don't add too much hairs on the end of the upper side of the eyebrows, because if you do, your eyebrow never looks realistic. Okay, so now I use the 5B grade pencil, again working on the root side of the eyebrows, and I'm just work more on it, but because my camera is just turned off and I don't know about it, so I'm just still working on the root side of the eyebrows. I just don't touch on the upper side of the eyebrows. So now we are done with our eyebrows. As you can see, done. Now here is the final look. I draw another eyebrow, the lower side, because I just want you to make it everything more clear, but because my camera is turned off, so I'm sorry. But after our camera is turned off, I'm just still working on the root side of the eyebrows. Now we are done with our eyebrows. Now let's move on to the eyelashes. Now with the eyelashes, we don't have that much to clear it. The simple thing is that many of beginners just draw the straight line a place of the eyelashes, and this is the completely wrong way. As I said before, our eyelashes have their own volume and we have to give them, as you can see here, they draw a straight line, and then for the lower eyelashes again the straight line, and it makes the eye look so ugly, unrealistic. Now let's move on to the Do's version of eyelashes. With the do side of the eyelashes, what you have to do, as I said, our eyelashes have their own volume and you have to give them, it's thicker in the root side and then thinner at the end. As you can see how I drew it, you have to draw it just like this, like kind of like a circle, like just start it and then just flip it a bit, and then just you have to add a bit pressure and at the starting, and then just release it, and then just like draw it, and once you know you are on the end, just release it. Now I'm just drawing in eyelashes that I'm drawing right now, that I have an eyeliner. So I have an eyeliner, so we first, as I say before, if you're drawing the eye that have eyeliner, so you have to first draw the eyeliner and then draw the eyelashes. So now I'm using the same technique for the eyelashes. As you can see with this technique how beautifully we can draw the eyelashes, and you have to practice on the drawing the eyelashes and the hair, because it's hard to draw the eyelashes and the hair, and every hair, because the hair is the thick on the at the starting and thinner at the end, and some people just have shaky hand and they just like they still draw the eyelashes like a kind of ugly. So you have to work on your technique, have to work drawing the eyelashes. You have to just drawing the eyelashes, have to practice. And now for the lower eyelashes I do the same technique, and now with using this technique, just a simple technique, but you have to practice on it, how beautifully we will able to draw the eyelashes. Now we are done with our eyelashes too, as you can see. So here is our eyelashes. I just blend it a bit to make it looks more realistic, but here we are done with our eyebrows, our eyelashes, our eyes, our nose, our lips, and I hope that you understand. I hope you understand today's video. I hope you understand the do's version and the don'ts version, what you have to do, what you have to avoid, and I hope this video is helpful for you. I hope you have a clue that's what you need to do, and I hope you learned something from this one video. Thank you so much guys for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share and comment, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, thank you, and have a nice day.